Good evening and welcome to Injustice Investigations. I'm your host, Al Scott. We thank you all for tuning in to tonight's show. Tonight, of course, we are discussing the takedown of R&B singer, the self-proclaimed Pied Piper himself, Mr. R.Kelly. Melissa, good evening to you, and good evening to you from out of Memphis, Tennessee. Thank you for tuning in. My sister lives down in up in Memphis, Tennessee. Today, we know that R. Kelly appeared back before a judge to answer to the new indictments against him, which was filed last week. R. Kelly now faces 11 new indictments, and these carry up to 30 years in prison. But before we get to R. Kelly, a couple of announcements that we need to get out the way. Real fast, Ms. Bradford, good evening. Thank you for tuning in. Ms. Scott from Baltimore is on the line. To God be the glory. Thank you all for tuning in from Baltimore. April Williams from Shreveport, Louisiana. Good evening to you, April. Thanks for tuning in. On June 9th, 2019, the mayor of Houston, Texas, has proclaimed that day as Malia Davis Day. And we agree with that 1,000,000,000%. Malia, 4 years on planet Earth, most of those were not happy years for her, but now she's in a better place. Her story has touched everybody from all over the world. As I always say, if you are not moved by this story, then you have to be a body without a soul. Shirley Douglas is tuning in this evening. Thank you for tuning in. Sharon is tuning in from Minnesota. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's show. Now, tomorrow night, we're going to do 2 shows back to back. These 2 shows are going to be aired on my personal page, Alfonso Scott. So if you are not a friend, send me a request tonight, and I promise you we will accept that request. The first show starts at 6 p.m. tomorrow, 6 until 7. The next show starts at 7 until 8. We're going to be interviewing Miss Kay Jackson from out of Houston, Texas, and we're also going to be interviewing Emmanuel Thomas from out of Houston, Texas. He was involved in the search for a 4-year-old Malia Davis, who went missing on April the 4th. And Miss Jackson, oh my God, what can I say about Miss Jackson? She's bold, she's blunt, she's uncut, she's to the point, she holds nothing back. And several people sent me her videos to listen to the things that she had been saying about Brittany Bowens, and I listened. Oh boy, did she go off. So I spoke with her a little while ago, and she has agreed to an interview with me tomorrow night at 6 p.m. on my personal Facebook page, Alfonso Scott, and I think you're going to be interested in what Miss Jackson has to say about Brittany Bowens. So we're not going to get off into Malia Davis tonight. We're going to do the R. Kelly thing, but I had to make those announcements there, so you all will be ready for that to tomorrow night. And I know Emmanuel Thomas from the Black Panthers, he has a lot to say. I spoke with that gentleman last night. A very intellectually gifted brother. I really think that some of the things that he's going to tell you all tomorrow, you may not know, and some of the things may be shocking to find out from Emmanuel Thomas. Now, let me address something real quick before we go on with R. Kelly tonight. Many of you expressed disappointment with me from the interview when I interviewed the John Morrison from Unsolved Homicides in Houston, Texas. You sent me emails, you have inboxed me and said that I was too easy on him, and you all expected for me to go off on John. Well, I understand that, but here's what I want you to know. And I love your feedback. I mean, sometimes I need to know if I'm getting it wrong, just let me know. But I don't think I got it wrong this time. Let me tell you why. I spoke with him several times prior to coming on air. This is still an ongoing investigation, and he is in the thick of it. And so there was really no need for me to go off on this brother when he was coming on the show for my invitation along with Tawana, and he didn't have to agree to it, and he did. So I'm not upset with him. There were a lot of things that we wanted to address, but we couldn't address, and we talked about that earlier. And I know you want me to go hard with him on Brittany. I steered that way a few times, but I'm also mindful that this is an ongoing investigation, and he is also in close contact with Brittany Bowens on a daily basis. So we didn't want to do anything that was going to jeopardize the case against Darion Bence or Brittany Bowens. So that's why one of the reasons I didn't go hard on John. And I guess the main reason is that he's not a suspect. You know, he's helping him out, and so there are some things that we talked about, but you know, we agreed that we would not go public with, at least until the police make their announcements of all those who will be arrested along with Darion Bence. Because trust me, it will be more than one person. It may not happen that same day, but more than one person, I really believe, will be arrested in connection to the disappearance and the murder of 40-year-old Malia Davis. So that's why I didn't go hard on the brother. Very intelligent brother as well, laid back, cool, got a sweet, calm spirit there and stuff. And he told us what he could tell us, and you know, that was it. That's all we could do. So again, if you all saw that I went too easy, I apologize, but it was my intentions to go easy with John. Plus, we want him back on the show, and I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to butter Brittany up because I want Brittany to sit down and let me interview her just one time. That's all I ask, just one time. If I can interview Brittany just one time, I promise I'll make y'all proud of me. I promise. Okay, all right. Queen says there was no need to go off on him. See, she understood. Thank you, Queen. Thank you kindly and stuff. Now listen. R.Kelly was in court today on the 6th. The arrangement lasted all maybe 12, 15 minutes, somewhere along in there. R.Kelly pleaded not guilty to all new counts, and there were 11 new charges against R.Kelly. These new charges are more serious than the ones that he was indicted on earlier this year. The judge agreed that he kept his word. He appeared whenever they asked him to appear in court. Whatever they asked him to do or not to do, you know, he did. He followed their rules. So there was no need to give him another bond or to hold him without a bond. R. Kelly was allowed to remain free on the $1 million bond. And he is due back in court, I think, on next Thursday. Now, we're going to look at some of the charges that R. Kelly is now facing. And again, yes, these are some very, very serious charges. He didn't say that he agreed with her either. Exactly. Queen is talking about John, the brother that's over the Houston's unsolved homicides. He never protected Brittany. He said what he could say, and that was it. You know, we all have our opinions on what's going on or what happened. You know, but we just some things when an investigation is still ongoing, you just cannot touch. You know, but there will be a day where I promise you we will touch them. R. Kelly has 4 counts of aggravated criminal sex assault. He has 3 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse of a victim between the ages of 13 and 16. R. Kelly has 2 counts of criminal sex assault by force and 2 counts of aggravated criminal sex abuse. Now let me say this to you real quick. Just because a person has been has been accused of a crime. Good evening, Cynthia Townsend. Thank you for tuning in. Just because a person has been accused of committing a crime does not necessarily mean that he or she has committed a crime. They have been accused of committing a crime, and that's it. Now, most people have already arrested, tried, and convicted R. Kelly. And I think that's totally unfair. I'm not going to mute R. Kelly. I love R. Kelly music. I am not a fan of R. Kelly. I am a fan of what R. Kelly do. And I find it better that way, because if you become a fan of someone, whether guilt or innocence, the minute something comes up, then so easily you will back away from them. So I love R. Kelly for what he does. He is a genius in that field. I'm going to say it again. He is a genius in that field. Many careers that had went down, he restored them. Those that was trying to get started, he put them out. Everything he touched turns to gold. R. Kelly, when things get bad for him, all hell is breaking loose, he always runs to the studio. Hello from New Jersey. Nikki, thank you for tuning in this evening. And when things are not going accordingly and he runs to the studio, those times have been some of the best times for R. Kelly, because he wrote some of his best songs then. Jennifer from out of Pittsburgh. Thank you kindly for tuning in this evening. Tell everybody in Pittsburgh I say hello. And it's kind of like me. When people are coming against me or negativity or whatever and stuff, I always find my strength and my peace when I do radio shows, or I begin to research different things on different cases, and because I love what I do. I'll be doing it till the day that I die. I will. I love it. So that's when I do some of my best work, when you all are coming against me for whatever reason there may be. I sit down and then I go for it. Now, we keep calling the individuals who have accused R. Kelly of sex crimes. I'm going to continue to listen to his music. Amen. I'm always going to listen to R. Kelly music. R. Kelly is a genius in that, there's so many of his songs I love. I'm a bad man. I love you. You made me love you. Oh God, I can play that 20, 30 times a day and never get tired of hearing you made me love you. But listen, I notice when some people in the media and just people in general, when they speak about the individuals that have accused R. Kelly of sex crimes, they always say victims. And you really cannot say victims, because R. Kelly has not been convicted on anything. So you can't say his victims. His alleged victims is what you should be saying, because he hasn't been convicted. But sometimes people speak as if, I know he did it. And you don't know shit. You know what you're hearing. But you have to ask yourself, why is there so much attention being placed on R. Kelly? Somebody said they found records. Okay, well, I don't know what records you're talking about, Gail, but here's the thing about it. People can say they found a lot of things. They have a VHS tape. I mean, damn. I mean, who has a VHS recorder today? And the thing about a VHS tape, there is no reliable time and stamp date, so it's almost impossible to pinpoint when and where this tape was created. And if we're dealing with that, I say it all the time, copies from, oh God, Jesus. I mean, you really can't get nothing out of that. It was on the news. Okay, I understand what you're saying, Gail, but I'm not being ugly with you. Listen, I don't care what it was on. I don't care if it was on CNN. That doesn't mean that they tell the truth all the time. So you got to stop believing mainstream media, and don't even believe me. You have to get up and do research for yourself. I don't care what they said they have. I don't. It doesn't. I mean, because they said they have it, it don't mean they do. And if they have it, is it proof that he did this, he did that? We don't know. So I don't pay a lot of attention to what mainstream media says, because I know one thing. It's called program TV for a reason. And most people have been listening to them for so damn many decades, it's hard for them not to believe anything they said. But all of us gets it wrong at times. And when I get it wrong, I come back and I publicly apologize if we feel that it's necessary. And what do we do after that? We just go on with life. We go on. Now, the guy in Pittsburgh, I found a box of VHS tapes. Some of them had R. Kelly's name on it. I'm not an R. Kelly fan, but I just so happen to have a VHS recorder, so I just so happen to put the tape in there to just so happen want to watch R. Kelly perform when I'm not a fan of R. Kelly. Why the fuck you put it in the VHS player then? And allegedly, he did see R. Kelly perform, but he wasn't on stage. He was performing with some girls. Somebody says, Gwen says, news manipulates you the way. That's it. Listen, I'm glad you said that. TMZ put out a post a couple of months ago, and you all remember this. R. Kelly was scheduled for a concert in Illinois at the Dirty South Lounge. Well, TMZ, I think, broke the story first, and they said that he only performed for 28 seconds. And then he started hobnobbing with the people that paid $50 to $100 to see him. Well, normally, we verify that regardless of who puts it out. But when TMZ like, okay, well, let's just go ahead and let's run it. Well, CNN ran it. CBS ran it. ABC News ran it. I did it. And I didn't know that, I never know who's following me on YouTube. One of the people that follows me on YouTube is the promoter that was responsible for getting R. Kelly the gig at the Dirty South Lounge. He sent me an email. Very pleasant email, but he told me we got it wrong. Gave me his number, I called and we talked. And he said, you got it wrong like everybody else because you all piggyback off TMZ. And that's what we did. So here's what TMZ did. They had the story right. They knew what happened. They gave it to us the way they wanted us to believe it. They also said that R. Kelly did not come on stage until 1:30 a.m. Melissa Reed said TMZ spreads nothing but 90% of the time. True. Okay, exactly. I totally agree with you on that. So we verify everything now. But, so, and when they put it out, we were behind them. So when I spoke with the promoter, here's what happened. R. Kelly was there on time. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, he said he got there 2 hours early. He was ready to come out on stage. The lady that owns the club wasn't ready for R. Kelly. They hadn't taken the things down that need to be taken down to get him to come out. And R. Kelly was not there to perform. It was a simple meet and greet. That's what it was. As simple as that. So we went back. We did a public apology to R. Kelly because I never want to charge someone with something that does not fit them. So when you get it wrong, you have to correct it, and you have to make public announcements sometimes and let them know we goofed, we got it wrong. But TMZ did not get it wrong. They gave it to us wrong on purpose. Just like Gail, how they want. The system is trying to get you to see R. Kelly as a monster. The system is speaking to potential jurors every time something comes on about R. Kelly. If R. Kelly had remained quiet during the Gayle King interview, no remorse. It was going to be a problem. He lashed out. It was a problem. Gayle remained extremely calm. Her damn hair didn't even move. And I thought that was great. But then after I got to thinking about it, this was planned. Gayle rehearsed for this. He even told Gayle, watch, and I'm paraphrasing, watch how you come at me. Because you're telling me what they said. And he said, but you're talking to me as if you believe them and you're interrogating me. And that's exactly what Gayle King did. She interrogated R. Kelly. It was a complete assassination of R. Kelly with hidden agendas. Anybody in his right fucking mind that's facing up to 70 years in prison would probably go off. And if he don't go off, it's going to be a problem. So with R. Kelly, damned if he do, and he damned if he don't. But please stop calling these young ladies victims when we don't know if they are victims. They are alleged victims, just like R.Kelly has been accused of committing a crime. It doesn't mean that he committed that crime as much as you want him to be guilty. And with the girl saying, my titties and my vaginas are that of a 14-year-old girl, as I say always, does that necessarily really mean that she's 14 years old? Hell no. People play all kind of weird-ass sex games. All the time. Surviving R. Kelly. Surviving R. Kelly, the impact. And it keeps on and on and on. I have yet to see Surviving Harvey Weinstein. Surviving Harvey Weinstein, the impact. That white brother got over 80 women that has allegations against him, everything from simple sexual assault to right out rape. But nobody's saying a damn thing about it. So there has to be a conspiracy somewhere here, whether Kelly is guilty or not. The attorney, one of the most crooked attorneys of all damn times, Michael Avenatti, turned the tape in to CNN. CNN made a breaking news story. We saw R. Kelly having sex with a minor. Really. And then he takes it to the Cook County's attorney, Kim Fox. The next day, without any investigation whatsoever, she steps into her role, because this was pre-planned, and she comes and she solicits victims. I really think that should be against the fucking law. If they are victims, they know to come to you. But now, since we're talking about victims, watch this here. None of these victims ever wanted R. Kelly to go to prison, because they never went to the right people to get that started. They went to high-profile attorneys with their story to get paid. You have one has written a book. Now they're doing TV interviews and they're getting paid for that. I don't think when there's an investigation going on that you should be allowed to profit from it until it's over. Everybody is making money. Hey, oh God, if you don't say anything else tonight, I didn't catch your name, you just preached. The young lady said, everybody's making money but R. Kelly. He can't get gigs. The ex-wife wants more money a month because the child want to be in something extra. Well, I suggest she get herself a fucking job that's going to help pay that damn bill, because every time R. Kelly gets a gig, she makes a damn phone call, her and her attorneys, and kill it. How can the man make a damn living to pay child support and to pay his people and to just live from day to day when you keep blocking that shit? What sense does that fucking make? Like the judge when he held him for not paying child support, well, that's going to help the goddamn fucking case right there. He was not thinking about the kids. It's a setup. It's just as simply as that. Miss Ferris, you're late and you're fired. It's as simple as that. Nobody says anything about Tim and his wife when they pimped Jocelyn Savage out to the highest bidder, that being allegedly R. Kelly. The parents looked at their daughters as nothing but hoes. The parents became the pimp. Okay, you're forgiven. The parents became the pimp. And they didn't give a damn. They saw R. Kelly, all they saw was ding, 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 ding. Money, 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 money. Have sex with R. Kelly on tape and record it. What the fuck? Jocelyn Savage is being held hostage, being held against her will. I seriously doubt that bullshit, because she goes every damn where, sometimes without bodyguards. Jocelyn, for the umpteenth time, Jocelyn Savage is not being held hostage. Jocelyn Savage is just adapting to the environment that her parents pimped her off into. That's all she's doing. If he goes out of the country to do a concert, he's going to take her with him, and I'll never see her again. Dumbass, y'all right next fucking door to each other and you still don't see each other. Bullshit. You want Jocelyn back because if anybody can send your ass to prison for pimping her out, she can. She can. She can. So that's why they're raising so much hell. When they finally gave R. Kelly a platform on the hidden agenda, though, the savages got pissed and wanted to know, why did they give him a platform? Well, I think he needs a damn platform. You have your damn platform. Can we hear from him? I think that's fair. You have a book out. I think it's called Soulless Man. We put it up or whatever. These people are profiting off of R. Kelly's setbacks in life. They want money. That's the bottom line. It's as simple as that. You got one girl says, Carter, I used to braid his hair, and he called me to braid his hair one night. And when I went there, into the hotel room or whatever, he says, I want a head massage. She says, I don't do head massages. Allegedly, he grabs her by her brace, pushes her down to his penis, and says, suck it, or whatever. Someone allegedly knocks on the door. But before they do, R. Kelly spits. Allegedly, R. Kelly spits. 6 times in Miss Carter's face. So how do you know he spit in your face 6 times? I counted. What sick motherfucker sit and count how many times you spitting in their fucking face? It's stupid. It don't make any goddamn sense. And you got Michael Avenatti, her attorney, who is a crook, who is facing over 300 years in prison for trying to blackmail Nike. His co-conspirator is the same individual that's been blackmailing R. Kelly for years with these VHS tapes. That don't ring no goddamn bell to y'all that some bullshit's going on somewhere. Think about it. Carter wasn't supposed to talk about this here. She signed 2 agreements. Each time she signed them, she got money. Right after he got arrested, she went on CBS This Morning to tell her story. Well, so the lady asked, well, you're not supposed to be talking. Why are you talking? I don't want to see another girl go through what I went through. Okay, so from years ago up until now, you didn't give a fuck about what the little girls went through. Now you're talking. Michael Avenatti told her to go out there and speak because his credibility was fucking shot. So don't worry about this little civil shit. We will fix that. And she comes in there and she sits down and snot's running all out of her fucking nose and she's lying through her fucking goddamn teeth. When R. Kelly hears somebody knocks on the door, allegedly, he looks at her and says, fix your face. Fix your fucking face. She gets up, she go in the bathroom. She remembers she grabbed a towel with flowers on it. Why in the fuck would you remember that? She's trying to let you know that I am a true victim. I remember this and I remember that. But little did she know she was remembering entirely too goddamn much to be a victim. Somebody's in the room when she walks out because they knocked on the door and she went into the bathroom. That person is still in there. She don't say a goddamn thing about it. He just tried to make me suck his dick. He spit in my face 6 times. She walks out, said good night. She closed the door. Then she go to the police. Bullshit story. Don't make any goddamn sense. So how much bullshit of a story it was so much of a bullshit story that the DA did not prosecute it. Knowing that we already got indictments on R. Kelly now, if I bring this up against him, I can arrest him now and put him in jail until the trial is over. They're not going to blow that fucking chance, but they knew it was fucking bullshit. She told half-truths and a lot of fucking lies. It's simple as that. Somebody's talking about Bill Cosby and R. Kelly. Sure are those more. Right, and so yeah, you have R. Kelly, you have Bill Cosby and stuff. You have some old-ass women that can remember what they had, what kind of panties and bra they had on April the 12th, 1961 at 4:30 p.m., but you ask them what the fuck they cooked last week, you know I can't fucking remember. Don't make no sense. He gave us a white pill. Well, you wanted to get fucking high. That's why he came to you if he did that. It doesn't make any earthly damn sense. Well, I didn't come forth then because Bill Cosby was so powerful. Well, baby, let me tell you something. He's more powerful today than he was back then. So who do you think you're fooling? As well as you're so quick to believe things, you must be just that damn quick to research and find out what's really going on. Just because they say he did this and he did that, it does not mean he did it. But now let's look at the little young girls, if this really happened. Watch this here. You have little young girls, 15, 14, 15, 16, going into a concert with no parents, no guidance whatsoever. They wind up at an after party at a damn hotel. How? And their children. While R.Kelly was on stage, he was scoping us out. Well, if he was scoping y'all out, y'all was scoping him out. And you know R.Kelly. He says, I want to bump the grind, put my key in your goddamn ignition. I thought you was fucking ready. You know what the fuck's going to happen when you meet R.Kelly. But here's what hurt. You wanted to be Mrs. R.Kelly. You wanted a serious relationship with R. Kelly, but Kelly just wanted, if it happened, relations. Daphne said, Taylor preach. I'm going to try to, Daphne. Gwen Campbell, you may be right. And I don't even think of that. The same people that make you in this industry are the same people that will break you in this industry. And I think it's earthly sad that for Gail, them, and everybody else, they're talking about, oh, his victims are having it so hard. They're going to need lifelong counseling. No, they're not. No, they're not. You don't say a damn thing about parents pimping their daughters out, treating their daughters as if they're nothing but hoes for the almighty dollar. Now, we know R. Kelly is facing some serious charges. He's barely making it. He did a gig, I think Greenberg said today when he spoke with reporters, I think this past weekend, and they asked where. He wouldn't disclose where R. Kelly did I think it was just a private party he did. They also asked R. Kelly's attorney about possible new indictments that may be coming down through word of mouth. He says, I haven't heard anything about that, but if they do come, then we will deal with them when they come. And so we have to keep in mind that he is still up on a federal investigation, trying to get him for sex trafficking, from taking one girl from one state to another state. Now, will that happen? I don't know. It might and it might not. This is one of the most well-orchestrated crimes probably in my lifetime, with trying to get someone convicted off a lie. If R. Kelly did something, let the evidence speak for itself. You don't have to come in and manufacture shit that's not really existing. You don't. But if R. Kelly's ever going to make any damn money, you have to let him go to work. You have to. Melissa says, serious parents told on themselves. Yes, they did. They told on themselves. Good evening, Jeanette Gooseman. Thank you for tuning in this evening. Here's the thing. You're right. And we're going to do this one day. Every time we get ready to do it, something pops up and we can't do it. I'm going to bring you a story on some of the parents of these little girls, where they lived, and how much money they had in a bank account, if they had a bank account at all. But for some, shortly after meeting R. Kelly, these parents that was once living in the ghetto and in the projects goes to two-story homes with nice cars. And if you add up their salaries together yearly, don't make enough to have them. R. Kelly stopped paying. R. Kelly stopped paying, and now Pandora's box is open. You have a young girl was at R. Kelly's trial every day, skipping school. Skipping school. Good evening, Miss McGee. Skipping school to go to R. Kelly's trial. Of course, he would see her. Eventually, when it was over, the manager gave her his phone number, personal number. She called, she go over. He told me, get out of my clothes and call me daddy. Well, what the fuck did you think y'all was going to do when you got there? Have tea and fucking cookies? We have to stop believing everything that comes out. They're not victims until a courtroom says they were victims. Until then, we have alleged victims. But since I can't get Lifetime to do something on Harvey Weinstein, I think it's only fair that I do it. And I am going to do it. I am going to do it. R. Kelly this, R. Kelly that. Michael Avenatti, a fucking crook. A fucking crook. It took about $1.5 million from a client's money. Told that client that they did win, but the company never paid them. And he was checking into it. So what did he do with that money? He used it to support his lavish lifestyle. That's what he did. He don't even have a fucking license to practice law in Illinois. Learn to think for yourselves. I don't give a damn who put something out. It does not mean that they're telling the truth. I still listen to R. Kelly's music again. I'm always going to listen to it. He's a genius. You cannot take that from him. But go back and to day one and see everything from its beginning. I'm trying to watch your live show, and my 3-year-old, so I keep tuning in and out. Well, Jennifer, that is totally unacceptable for me. You're not going to run in and out on me. You're going to stay here and until it's over. It's just simple as that. R. Kelly's facing the rest of his life in prison. A 30-year career is about to go down the drain. Let me tell you this. 30 years in his career, and you have only 4 women come up with sexual complaints against R. Kelly. How many damn fucking women should you think R. Kelly done laid with? And we only get 4. People believe what they want to believe, and most people will believe a lie before they believe the truth because they like it that way. Either way it go, you have stained his career. Either way it go. Either way it go. But when he was paying and doing this and doing that, nobody said a mumbling word. Parents said, I couldn't go get my child. I couldn't go get my child. Bullshit. 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 When will they release the new tapes? We don't know anything about new tapes. I know you've heard that 1,000,001 times. We only know of one tape. That's all we know. And the other tape, when Gloria, the high-priced attorney, came out and said a gentleman in Pittsburgh found a tape with R. Kelly allegedly having sex with several girls. We don't know if that's true. When they asked the guy that found him and asked the attorney, Gloria, are you positive that's R. Kelly on the tapes? Both of them said, I can't be certain it's R. Kelly. Well, I don't know why in the fuck she would call a press conference on a fucking maybe. You turned it over to the proper authorities. That was great. So why did you call a press conference for a fucking maybe? And how come the guy that found the tapes in his home don't know where he found them and he forgot about that, and also don't know what room they were in and how they got there? He don't know. And there was nobody else in his town that he could reach out to help him get the tape to the proper authorities. Nobody. Don't make any damn sense. Don't make any sense. I want you to go back. We're going to get out of here. Hello, Adams. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. I want you to go back to the beginning of this. And I want you to go back to the date when R.Kelly first appeared in court after being in jail for, I think, 3 nights. The arrest warrant says no bail. The DA can do that. It's still up to the judge who runs the courtroom if he gives the bail or not. He gave him a bail. I want you to go back and pull that tape up of Attorney Michael Avenatti and watch how he acted in front of the microphone and the cameras when he had an opportunity to show his ass in courtroom as to why he didn't think R. Kelly should be granted a bail. But he came out and he talked about him so bad. He's going to do it again. What is he going to do again? What is R. Kelly going to do again? Because he hadn't been convicted of shit. Nothing. You're the attorney. You look too damn emotional in this case. Something's not right. I said it from day one. And it came true. If I tell you it's Easter, dye your eggs. Somebody says, good evening. Okay, Miss Casey. Good evening from Houston, Texas. And thank you so much for all of your love and support for the world. Baby Malia, you are indeed welcome. I humbly bow to you. That little girl has put the world at a standstill. This one little girl. I don't know what it is about her. This has happened to other kids, but this one little girl got us all paying attention to her. She does. And the love that she deserved, but she never got while she was with Brittany and Darion or Craig Davis, she is now getting it from the world. And I applaud you all for that, because you remind us that love still exists in this country, in this world. So we seek for truth, and then we seek for justice. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Go back and play the tape with Michael Avenatti acting a jackass. We thank you all, as always, for tuning in to the show. Don't forget, tomorrow night we're doing 2 shows back to back. One starts at 6 until 7 p.m. The other one starts at 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. And we will be speaking on Malia Davis from out of Houston, Texas. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this tomorrow night, but we are getting ready to let you all be able to call in and speak with us live on air. We may have everything set up by tomorrow night. I'm not for sure. So you can call and we'll answer your questions online rather than just typing them in the little comment section. As always, we thank you for tuning in to Injustice Investigations. I'm Al Scott. I am not always wrong, and you are not always wrong. Be it the Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, and Tony Braxton don't call me to come home tomorrow night, 6 p.m., and then 7 p.m. We'll talk about Malia Davis from out of Houston, Texas. Don't forget, the mayor has proclaimed June 9th as Malia Davis Day in Houston, Texas. I bow to you for that. We love you all. Y'all have a good night.